Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Mangaki no Tsukai podcast. My name is Evan, your host as always. And with me, I'm joined by everybody's favorite pirate of the Caribbean, Adam,
Oh my god, hello.
and the number one Italian American discrimination advocate, Jesse.
Tsukai is a woman.
Oh my god.
So it's been a while since we got back to Kingdom. You know, we've been rotating what we talk about and throwing in a riffcast in there. So I'm really glad we got back to this. This fucking bit of Kingdom was awesome. Dude, this is some of the best shit we've read so far. I think the best stuff we've read so far on this podcast.
I feel like
Uh,
recently every episode we do, it's like, man, this is the best stuff that we've read so far. But like this chunk is legitimately some of the best stuff.
yeah. Well, I guess it just goes to show that, like, the story just gets even better and better as it progresses. And
Mhm.
think about it, we're like a third of the way through Kingdom. Think about how good it gets then, huh?
I know.
Mm,
Jesse, I know
mm.
you were freaking out on Twitter about some of the pages that we saw.
Yeah, I was live tweeting at Mangaki Pod
Yeah,
for
give us a
all
follow.
of our followers.
Also, we got a new one recently. We got
We
Steve.
Hell
did.
yeah. Hell
Shout out to
yes.
Steve versus I.
Yeah, shout out. Big ups.
Oh, Steve versus I. Hey.
Look at that guy. I haven't
Very
seen that guy
nice.
in a very long time.
Yeah.
Um,
Same actually. But yeah, no, this was awesome. We've been reading this arc for a good while now, right? How many parts did this arc take? Maybe 4 or 5?
yeah, it's been a bit. I could check right now because I honestly don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah,
Um,
so with the amount of parts it's taken, plus the fact that we're doing other podcasts in between, taking a while to get here, and over these chunks of chapters, it really all just came to a head, and
yeah,
it was fucking great. And like, there was a point where stuff was going on where I was like, "Yo, what? Like, are we coming up on the end? Like, what the hell is gonna happen next?" And that's why I looked it up and saw that. Oh yeah, the ending is actually pretty close, which is why we are kind of doing a little a giant sized episode here.
yeah. It's gonna be a big one. We're gonna cover a lot of chapters from like 226 to 243, and a lot happens. But my notes are all super organized, so we can get through it in a timely fashion that's not too monstrous. Bird of
Just like
Chin.
I was gonna say, just like Oki, huh?
Yeah. Um. But yeah. So let's get into it then, boys. Huh?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Show
So.
hey hey.
Show hey
Show hey. Hey.
hey.
Hey. So chapter 226, titled Banter. This chapter was pretty cool. I think that a lot of the Mogo Renpa conflict overshadows what happens, with the Shin and Rinko fight. Um, the chapter, it kind of juxtaposes Renpa, who's still like high on his laurels. I mean, not for for still for good reasons, and Mogo, who's kind of forced himself to change in order to actually defeat Renpa. Um, there's a lot of telepathy going on between the guys,
Yeah.
as per usual in this series. But part of the chapter is Shin and Rinko dueling, and Shin coming to the realization that Rinko's actually gotten stronger, even though he got parts of his hand chopped off. Um, I think Rinko even makes the point where he's like, "Yeah, do you have any idea how many times I've had to fight battles with just one hand?" you know.
Ah.
Um, so yeah, that's basically it. Really, not much happens besides that. And also Renpa showing up to the Way HQ. Um,
Yeah, yo, you know what's funny? On page 10, when he shows up there, there's like on page 10, the bottom panels, it's like a zoom in, but it's like so barely a zoom in. It's like the Holy Grail scene with Lancelot.
Yeah.
yeah. At
Best
first, I
scene in
was
the
like,
fucking movie.
is that fucking Hoken? No, he doesn't show up in this
I
in this
thought the
arc.
same thing. Yo, I thought the same thing. Nice. Well,
I
you
think,
already knew. You should have known better.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I think maybe the author did that intentionally, because that outline definitely looks like fucking Hoken. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Oh.
Fuck you if you you disagree. But following up on that, on page 11, Renpa looking at the Chin HQ was a pretty awesome spread there.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good full spreads
Yeah,
throughout this
absolutely.
chunk.
Mogo's kind of shaking in his boots a little bit, and Renpa's talking shit. But Mogo's got plans up his sleeve, which we will get into in a little bit. Chapter 227, many years of consideration. The Wei troops and Renpa's personal troops, about 2,000 guys in total, come to the Chin HQ, and the author kind of breaks down what's going on in the battle. And what I have written down here is basically the Chin are like focusing on jungling, and the Wei are going mid, pushing mid real hard.
Oh no!
What's happening right now?
This is this is not the night to bring that up.
I know. I was like,
This
did he
is
listen
not the
to our
night-
conversation before this? What the fuck?
What do you what?
I've literally never heard Evan make a reference like that. And the night of all nights, before you got on the call, dude, Adam was flipping out about how he just wasted over an hour on a Dota game.
Yeah.
How his
Oh,
team
yeah.
lost it for him. And
Yeah.
here you are.
I'm not really a big fan of MOBAs personally. I could never get into them, but when I read this chapter, that's like the first thing that came to mind. It's basically what's going on here, man.
Is that true, Adam?
Yeah, I'd say it checks out. I mean, I would definitely say Wei is focused on mid lane, which, you know, is pretty smart of them because, you know, taking mid T1 and then taking T2 and putting pressure mid, that's how you win.
But you know, like
think
Conky's
that-
army's off in the side. You know, he's kind of disappearing in and out.
yeah, he's kind of ganking bot lane, right, Adam?
Yeah, he's ganking bot lane, Jesse, for sure.
And what's his name is over there pinging. He keeps pinging.
I
but
know.
no one's going there.
I know. No fucking listen. No one on this team listens. This is why we lost. This is why we played a game that we should have won in half an hour, and it took us over an hour to fucking lose. Because no one fucking listens.
Cap.
No cap.
Dude, I get that. Nobody fucking listens to me ever either.
It's all right,
Even
Evan.
outside of fucking MOBA games, I guess.
I was gonna say I listen to you when you talk.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, so on page 4, you see the top panels, how you know, it's like their face is big over the troops.
Yeah.
That is like a look. That kind of is a trend of this chapter chunk. We'll see quite a few different
Yeah.
illustrations like that. But in this one in particular, I like the big like spears and
The shields.
shields.
Yeah, the
like,
shields.
signifying what the people are doing.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, basically what is going on is that Mogo's unit is digging in and Renpa is just attacking as hard as he can. And you know, they make the difference. They make the distinction between the passive Mogo and the active Renpa. And on page 5, I really fucking like this part where it says, you know, ultimately the battle would unfold according to the latter's designs up until now, that is. And then fucking good old Hakuro Whitebeard is just I really like that moment. Mogo's anti-Renpa defense is pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
He's got this whole hillside set up. And you know, Renpa, everybody's like, oh, I heard he's got a pretty good defense, but like this kind of looks like shit. There's so many different spots that you can get into. But I think only Renpa is the only one that recognizes like the true nature of what these defenses are like.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And basically Mogo's been coming up with this idea to take out Renpa for like the past 40 years. And what's really cool to me too is how that at the beginning of this arc, he's basically just been shivering in his boots. So I'm assuming that he kind of came up with this plan on this campaign, you know, because previously, like, he was like, I don't know what the fuck to do about Renpa, and now he's pulling out this fucking crazy defense.
Right.
And the defense is good, but it just turns out that Rimpa is just like a much better general and can deal with something like this better than most people can, because he starts to, like for instance, he's got like he draws fire from one Shin unit to the next, and basically does friendly fire and just starts chopping people up. Like on page 14, you see it's pretty evil looking fucking drawing of Renpa here.
Even
Even
his
his horse,
horse.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
even his horse looks like he just ate a man.
Yeah.
Like
It's
he just
that
ate
it's,
a fucking dude.
it's that horse from Berserk.
Yeah, oh god. Maron. So chapter 228, planning time is what it's called. Um, they go into a little bit more about the strategy that Mogo's doing. They call it, the stratagem of the broken pass. And it's always kind of stuck with me where, like in Kingdom, like whenever I think of Kingdom, I think of like this is one of the coolest things that happens in the entire series. Where basically, Rempa's army is drawn into these defenses, which intentionally look weak in some spots, so that if they follow where the weaknesses are, they'll find like a dead end where like archers are on top of them or like spike pits and shit like that. And it's really fucking interesting. It's really cool. It's basically a maze, and there's really not much you can do about it once you're inside of it, unless you're General
I
Rempa.
was
But
gonna
we'll get
say,
into
Yeah.
that a little bit more.
unless you're Renpa, because like,
um, I like also how like, Rempa's like, "Oh yeah, looks like you're actually trying to win." It's like, no, yeah, no shit, dude.
yeah, yeah. Where does he say that? Do you remember what page that was on?
Page 5. He goes, "Damn that Mogo! It looks like he really is earnestly trying to bring me down." It's like,
Yeah.
duh, really?
When I first read this, I thought the same thing. I was like, what? What kind of fucking? I was like, maybe it's just like a weird translation, but I was like, what the fuck does that mean? What do you think? He's just
Yeah.
not gonna try to beat you?
I think honestly it might just be to highlight the fact that Rempa doesn't know exactly how much time Mogo's, thought about defeating him.
Hmm.
You know, like just kind of I guess highlight the differences between them. Um, yeah. So it goes on a little bit more. They talk about how Mogo's always been watching Rempa and how Rempa can be a different type of general. Like before the battle, he's like a strategical general, but once the battle starts, he goes into the fray just like a what the hell is that name?
Instinctual, that one?
Instinctual. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, so he's like one of the most formidable people. So one thing that I wanted to bring up too is that one of the major gripes I have with the series is it has this like it kind of ignores travel time sometimes. It's very Game of Thrones season 6 through like 8. Like how are we supposed to believe that Riboku on page what do we got? Page 9 that he gets this information about the ongoing battle? Like I don't give a shit if where they're at is located on the way border. Like they're not gonna hear about like this is happening at the same exact time. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't always do this, but it does happen sometimes, and it's always frustrating.
Yeah.
It's telepathy, dude.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely like a plot device, but it's certainly not done properly. It's
Yeah.
like you're saying, the information would not reach fucking Zhao that fast.
So basically, what we're talking about here is, fucking Riboku is in a city located near the way border, and he gets word that, oh yeah, the Osan army has been pushed back into the rear, yada yada. And this guy, it's actually really funny. On page 10, this guy is explaining to Riboku what the deal is between Renpa and Mogo and their relationship. And Riboku has this face at the bottom of the page that I don't think he ever makes a face like this ever. Like it's usually the face on the left there, not
Right.
this fucking like confused face. Um, but hearing the story, Riboku kind of like gets it. He's like, oh shit, like if Mogo's kind of like if he's been thinking about this for a long time, then battle might not turn out as well as we thought.
Right.
As per usual, he just kind of he can tell exactly what's going on without even just because that's fucking Riboku. Um, And his predictions seem to be correct, as it's revealed that Mogo's fort is completely modular, which is like his fort was originally designed to be a maze, but he's designed it in such a way that he can, change the dead ends and make new dead ends and basically trap anybody that's inside of it anywhere. And it's pretty fucking badass. Mogo's really showing his experience here, Um,
Oh yeah, I really liked Mogo over these chapters.
fucking awesome character. Also, at the end of this chapter, the afterword is pretty fucking funny. I don't know if you guys read this thing.
Is it the one with the fish?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Oh
So
yeah, I did.
I didn't actually read it, but
the author's talking about his grandfather, and here's a quote from it. Apparently, my grandfather was rather famous around his area for being a man who was willing to eat anything and everything. What did he eat, you ask? Well, the story goes that he would often eat tuna fish raw, kind of like this, and then drew the fucking thing. So it was pretty funny. I don't think I read all of this because I was like, oh my god, what the fuck am I reading? But
Yeah, funnily enough, I pretty much only read the sentence you just read to us, so I think that sums it up pretty well.
it's pretty funny. I thought it was enjoyable. So all right, next chapter, chapter 229, Contest of Wits. Jesse, I know that this volume art work got you a little bit scared, right?
Oh yeah, had me feeling some kind of way.
It's pretty.
I think it's pretty great too. Like a little
Yeah,
bit spoilery as these can get, but it is what it is.
yeah. I mean, I guess the people who are reading it weekly aren't as spoiled, but it's because when you buy the volume, but whatever. Also,
Exactly.
the next page too, the drawing
yeah,
in full color of Rinko is pretty dope as well.
it's awesome.
Really cool.
Yeah, the gold
Um,
armor is sick.
he just looks so peaceful. Um, so also, you know what? While we're speaking about that, I feel like the art in this chapter really starts to like go into overdrive. Um, like it just starts to really get fucking good. Like for example, in page 10, when Renpa's approaching those archers from behind, it's fucking insane. you know,
Yeah, yeah.
um, like what the hell is that? How many dudes does he take? Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 dudes all in one shot. And we've seen a lot of these types of shots, but I think this is the most well drawn so far.
Hmm.
um, yeah, we also see a little bit more of respect in this chapter coming from Rempa to Mogo, which is nice. The entire time he's been doing nothing but calling him worthless and shit. And I just kind of want to like jump into this manga and give good old Hakuro like a pat on the shoulder and be like, buddy, we respect you. We think you're doing your best. You're doing fine, Um, what was
King
that,
of the
Jesse?
neckbeards.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a an animal ran by.
This little squirrel.
Yeah.
Um, so we get a bunch of action on the Chin side. I'm sorry, not on the Chin. Well, yes, on the Chin side, but more in Mogo's fort, and Renpa's manages to turn around the modular aspect of it, uh, and still make advances by basically splitting up and uh, going down multiple routes rather than just sticking to what Mogo is setting out for him. Um, in later on in this chapter, like in the latter half, it goes right back to the Shin and Rinko fight, which, to be honest with you, when I was reading this, kind of forgot about because I was totally sucked up into the Mogo Renpa fight. That it's just so awesome to me that I kind of forgot that they were fucking fighting each other. Not
Mhm.
really, but you guys know what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. It was cool to focus on that and specifically only that, We hadn't
Mhm.
seen Shin in a couple chapters, I guess.
But in this fight, Rinko realizes that
In this
Shin's.
fight. In this
Oof.
fight.
Wow, good reference to your band for like 2012. But yeah, no, in this fight, Rinko fucking recognizes that Shin is basically the real deal, and that if they were to take Shin out at this point in time, then the entirety of the Chin Center is just gonna fall. And the chapter ends with Rinko landing a pretty serious blow onto Shin's thigh. So yeah, that's where the chapter ends. The next one, 230, right back where it ended. Chapter is called An Instant. Um, so basically, now that Shin's wounded on the thigh, he can't stay on his horse. But he's always the type of dude to make the best out of a shitty situation. Um, so he makes sure that he brings Rinko down with him. You know, um, he kind of like does it like I guess a sitting jump from his horse and grabs Rinko's armor and brings him down to the ground with Shin, and I guess breaks Rinko's shoulder in the process. Um, so that's pretty.
Definitely a flag down on the play on that one, right, Adam? That's the
Yeah.
That's the what's it called when you grab someone by the collar?
Called a horse
Football.
collar.
Horse collar.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Is it inspired by this chapter in Kingdom?
I believe so. I believe when they instated it, they referenced this as the source for the rule.
Because he was on the horse and then he grabbed the collar, horse collar.
Right. That's how he gets it.
Man, Vic McMahon's really good with this shit, man.
Vince McMahon? The owner of the WWE?
Yeah, he's the guy that made all the NFL rules, right?
Yeah, they got Vince McMahon to make all the NFL rules.
Hulk Hogan,
That's what
brother.
I thought.
Oh yeah, you're right.
All right. Anyway, now that we're looking off on a NFL WWE tangent, we get a little bit of Moten in this chapter as well, and he's sympathizing with the Wei troops. Like he acknowledges that they have just as much riding on this battle as anybody, and it's nice to see a little bit of humanization in the series. The little bit that it does happen. So the rain starts falling on the battlefield, and some members of the unit want to pull Shin out of the fight, but Sosui and En come in clutch, and stop them from doing that by saying, like they gotta have faith in Shin, and that by doing that they're gonna be disgracing him for the rest of fucking time for the most part.
Right.
Rinko's side was also having this kind of the same conversation. And when this guy Girio goes to attack Shin, Sosui comes in clutch and counters him and fucking kills him. And at that moment, Rinko attacks Sosui, who then is allowed, a shot by Shin. Page, what's it called? 18 and 19. This drawing of Shin is pretty crazy. This is what I was talking about, where the art kind of starts to really go into overdrive.
Right.
Look at Shin's face. That's pretty awesome, man.
On 18 you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the panel above it's pretty dope.
Yeah. But I also like how Sosui shot him killing intent, so Rinko automatically struck him down. Like, what? You didn't have to. We get it. You didn't have to fucking throw that in there for us. I'll let it fly though. So chapter 231. Obviously Rinko's in a bad way and he should be dead, but he manages to stand up. And we get to see a little bit of his backstory in this chapter. So he was a war orphan, not unlike Shin, and he had met Renpai as he was passing by his burnt down village, where he's like, oh yeah, Rinko as a kid is like, oh yeah, you gotta help my sister, and can't fucking do that. And then he suddenly realizes that his sister's like rotting and dead long ago. Pretty fucked up, if you ask me.
It's pretty
War
fucked
sucks,
up,
man. But Shin and Rinko have they speak about what it means to be a general, blessed by heavens. What Shin believes is just like a load of bullshit. He understands that he's standing on the shoulders of everybody that he's met so far, and he's progressing basically through his own will. and sense of gratitude them, rather than some concept of like predestination or like the gods shining down on them. It's nice to hear also Shin talk a little bit about this, because this comes up multiple times in the series, and it's one of Shin's like core philosophies. Even if Shin wouldn't like recognize something like that as a philosophy because he's a fucking idiot,
Hmm.
But Rinko seeds that Shin might be right, but he isn't 100% convinced that the heavens aren't involved. At the end of this chapter, Shin finally lands the killing blow on maybe the first person that he's encountered that can legitimately be called a great general. Has he? He hasn't killed. He's killed a lot of people, so I could be wrong. Um, and he's killed generals in the past, but never anybody on the level of Rinko, who could, fight toe to toe with Oki and fight with, you know, General Rempa and the Four Heavenly Kings. Page 18 is awesome with the rain. I love the rain following, like dropping all around them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty nice little detail that I didn't notice the first time.
No, absolutely. It's been raining like the past chapter or two now, and the drops hitting the ground really add a lot to all these shots.
Yeah.
And yeah, 18 is just fucking incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially because Rinko cut Shin in half. Right through the chest.
Yeah. You'll see on the next panel, his body starts to do that thing like in Gundam when they get cut in half and like their body slides and then they blow up. That's what's gonna happen to
Yeah.
Shin.
It takes a second though.
Right. Watch, you'll see. Next panel. When I turn the panel, bam, dead.
Is there a Gundam manga? I'm sure there is,
Yeah,
right?
why not? Right? It has to be.
There has to be, right? I've never read a Gundam manga before.
Me neither. I'm not really huge into Gundam as it is.
I mean, I'll be the first to admit the only ones I've ever really watched were G Gundam and Gundam Wing.
Yeah, those are the ones that I watched. I think those are the ones most kids our age probably watched.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know people say like War in the Pocket's really good,
Yeah.
and like the original Mobile Suits, but I just never read.
I hear Unicorn's really good. Jesse says, I don't know if Jesse has watched it, but Thunderbolt was recommended by Jesse.
Yeah. I watched the first season. It was awesome.
And I've seen the first season of Iron Blooded Orphans, which is pretty good.
Yes.
But I'm just not really into mech fighters that much.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, besides like Evangelion and like Attack on Titan.
And Zoids.
Oh, Zoids. You know that was fucking basically just for the toys.
Toys? Yeah, it was a giant ad.
Yeah, I didn't know
most
that.
things. That's Transformers too, man. Like
Yeah. But I didn't know that until like I was on a Wikipedia hole like not too long ago, and I was like, wait, hold the fuck up. Like, really?
Yeah.
Because you would think that they would come out with the show and then the toys afterwards, but I guess not.
Oh, it got me hooked.
Beyblade is the same thing, right?
Yeah, it's probably the same thing.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I mean, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh. Fucking. Do you remember Duel Masters? That was like another.
Masters.
That was like another Yu-Gi-Oh show. But Duel Masters, I think, played more a bit like Magic.
Okay.
I fucking loved that
my
show.
God, yeah, I just Googled this. Holy shit.
Yeah, I used to collect these cards. I fucking loved this show.
These cards look exactly like Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah. Oh, they really know. I fucking collected Yu-Gi-Oh cards too.
Oh my God.
So.
They look exactly like Magic cards too. What the fuck?
It's more. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic had a baby, and you got Duel Masters.
I gotta give them credit. You gotta have Moxie to completely rip off not just one but two separate card games.
Let's fucking go.
It's pretty impressive. And before we continue back on Kingdom, I did want to say too, the first season of Zoids that we saw with the White Liger, is actually the second season.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, fun little fact for you.
Yeah.
More info I got from my Wikipedia hole.
Yeah, Zoids was cool. Zoids was cool. I fucking loved it as a kid, but I'm sure it's actually garbage. I'm sure if I went back and watched it, it's bad. So.
100%. No one here is doubting you, buddy.
Yeah.
Except Jesse, maybe.
Fuck you,
Jesse,
Jesse.
I honestly refilled my water and didn't hear what you guys were talking
Thank
about.
God.
But
Fuck
it's
you.
fucking stuck.
Jesse, cool it, or you're gonna get a knuckle supper. Okay.
No, what were you guys talking about though?
Zoids and how I said
Oh.
it
It
probably
probably sucks.
it probably sucks. Yeah, like I loved it
Oh,
as a
yeah.
kid, but if we watch it again, it's probably bad.
All right, let's put this train back on the tracks.
Okay.
Chapter 232.
Because
Why am I talking like this?
you're William
Uh,
Shatner now.
oh God. Um, always overrated actor as well. Who gives a shit about Star Trek? Anyway.
Oh damn. Okay. I've never watched it, but I know
Damn.
Star Trek fans would probably be pissed.
Yeah, I'm gonna get canceled. Fine.
Honestly, between our hate of Star Wars and Star Trek,
Yeah,
yeah,
I know.
get the whole fandom coming after us.
It's okay though. We have a fucking army of Kingdom people behind us.
We got the
And by that I
Hulk.
mean 30 dudes that watch our fucking stuff. We appreciate every single one of you guys that are listening.
Yeah, thanks, fam.
So, chapter 232 um, is immediately, after Shin killed Rinko. So, some members of the Chin army, and specifically, members of the Hishin unit, want to decapitate Rinko's corpse to show the whole battlefield what happened. But it doesn't seem like Shin wants to do that. I mean, it's kind of fucked up. Um, so, and kind of realizes this, and Dono.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think Shin also like came to respect Brinko as well.
oh
Didn't want to
yeah,
like desecrate his body like that.
for sure. Um, and we see a little bit more of his respect, like even later on in this arc that we're even talking about. But yeah, and picks up on this, and he's like, yeah, it doesn't fucking matter what they do, if they do that or not. The word's gonna spread like wildfire throughout the armies anyway. Also, thankfully, Sosui's okay. Somehow he doesn't seem to be in danger, even though he just got sliced and he just got Gundammed.
Yeah, I feel like that happens a lot with these characters,
That's okay.
where
That's
like
okay.
they just like take a fucking mortal wound, and it's like, no, as long as we stop his bleeding, he should be fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind the like 9 organs that just got destroyed.
Right. It's like, I mean, I'm fine with it. Whatever. It is what it is. But, it happens a lot, especially with characters that get plot armor.
So even though Sosui's gonna be all right, not everything seems to be good though, because it seems like Kyokai and her unit are either dead already or in deep trouble because they can't see where they are, where they left them. We get a slight flashback to 45 minutes earlier where Kyokai realizes that she's in grave danger, but puts aside her desire to live for revenge in place of being a member of the Hishin unit. And she realizes she needs to protect her men. And it's like, fuck yeah, Kyokai. Fuck
Oh,
yeah.
fuck yeah, Kyokai.
Yeah, like
Gotta
on
love Kyokai.
page 11, she's just smiling, and like everyone around her is just like, oh, Lieutenant's smiling. They don't say she because they think it's a
Yeah.
guy. Sorry.
And then and then followed immediately up with page
I
12, which is her just oh my
so
god,
good. So
it is
good.
obscenely beautiful,
Look at this fucking page, dude. I want this on my wall.
right?
It's a great fucking panel.
Fucking insane.
I also like the black borders they have around it. I guess
Yeah.
it's because it's still part of the flashback, but it honestly adds quite a lot, I think.
Yeah, it's nice. And the panel's like really like gray toned, but I think a lot of that is supposed to represent like blood spurting
Yeah,
everywhere.
you're
Yeah.
100% correct. Because like parts of Kyokai that are, you can see her clothes are white. She doesn't have that gray in front of her.
Right.
But everywhere else it's a mist.
Right.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, it's really well done panel.
Um so yeah, Shin finds her roaming around the field of battle. Everybody around is like, what the fuck, she's a monster, or she's a monster, whatever. Um thank God this meme is ending soon.
Yeah.
um but she's surrounded just by like a mountain of corpses. And she's about to fall, but Shin catches her and thankfully, doesn't let her fall to the ground. Um So yeah, that's how this chapter ends. The next chapter, fucking thank God for this chapter. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if the Hisshin unit sees her, her boobs on
Oh
page one
my
and
god.
are like, damn, Kyokai's got some sick pecs, dude. But
Dude, this was so ridiculous. though. Like,
yeah,
it's right on the first page, and I'm like, no, you've got to be kidding me. As soon as I saw the close up of her boobs, I was like, no fucking way is this happening right now.
what did you think they were just gonna never acknowledge it? I think the author kind of got tired of it. I'm sure he got fucking exhausted with
I think
keeping up the
everybody's
charade.
tired of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, I guess it needed to come out, but like, that's the problem. It's like, no one saw her boobs before after everything that's happened. No one's seen a little bit of her cleavage before.
A
yeah,
few of
dude.
them, I think a few people have realized she's a girl, but besides that, no. Fucking no.
Yeah, I think it was Denyu when he was carrying her. There was like a panel where he's like
Right.
looking back at her and thinking there's like a thought bubble or
Right.
something.
Yeah,
Right.
because he's the one who says here, like, who gives a shit if she's a woman, right?
Right.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Everyone starts making a big deal out of it.
But it's also cool that Shin gives the Hisshin unit and specifically like the veterans of the Hisshin unit like a little bit more backstory about like what Kyokai's actual deal is.
Yeah.
And I really like this moment, honestly. Like memes aside, thank God the eternal meme is over. But like for example, like Bihei talking about how women get captured in battle and have an awful fate, and that it's now their responsibility to like make sure that doesn't happen to her because even though she's way stronger than any of them, like that's still their responsibility. I
Right.
don't know. I thought it was a pretty heartwarming moment in this chapter.
Yeah, I agree. It's a really good really good chunk of the chapter. Nice and emotional.
It's also a good thing that it's raining because like all these boys are crying. you
like
know. Um,
tears
sorry, go ahead.
falling in the rain.
Yeah, dude.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, really, I really enjoyed it. Not only like it's a double hit for me. Bam, the fucking meme is dead. Bam, nice heartwarming Hisshin unit moment, and some
Bam!
the
Kyokai's
Hisshin
dead.
unit. Oh no, oh no, she's fine. Oh, she's fine.
Bam. Renpa looks like the literal sun. Page 10.
right? uh,
Dude, I was just gonna say, fucking, what the hell is this? Um,
I feel
uh,
like he always draws Rempot either one of two ways. And I think the biggest defining feature is his mustache in both of the ways. Because when he draws him like this, you don't really notice the mustache. Like if you look at this picture, like you probably couldn't even tell that he has a mustache, right?
right, right.
But when it's just like his regular face and he's talking, like his mustache is very fucking defined. I don't know why he drew him like that. He like makes the mustache like blend in with the rest of his face in this. When it's not,
Mm.
he has like a fucking like Boston cop mustache.
A Boston cop.
A Boston cop. He could pass for a man named Frank Jablonski. Boston PD, you know?
It's the Boston BD versus the Neckbeards.
Oh god.
Oh my
Mogo,
goodness.
dude.
But yeah, I
Lord
mean,
Neckbeard.
this shot of him is fucking amazing though. He looks like a demon. All these hands and shit. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What? What the hell?
I like that they're like just broken. Like they got like they didn't get cut off. They look like they just got like the person just got like
Just smashed off.
yeah. It looks like he hit them with like a fucking club or something, and this is what happened.
It's like they got hit by a car, and then as they're flying in the air, they get hit by another car. Basically,
but
like a
like
Jetsons car or some shit.
they've also been like rotting on the inside for the past fucking year, so like they just blew up. You know?
Jesus Christ, that is disgusting, and I love it. But basically, what's happening here is that Renpa is just he's being hard as well as soft because he's just smashing straight into uh, the enemy forces, but he's also using his mind and going in the exact spots he needs to be. And by the end of this chapter, there's only about 20% remaining in the Chin HQ, which is okay for Mogo because like his whole deal is like they just have to endure. And this chapter ends off with ominous Kanki showing up at the Way HQ.
Fucking
Fucking
ominous
awesome,
conky.
ominous motherfucking Kanki. I can't wait to talk about Kanki a little bit later. But that's how that chapter ends. 234. Final stretch in one push is what it's called.
I don't like
I
that.
really,
It's got a weird connotation to it.
yeah, I didn't want to bring up fisting, but you did already. I really like Rempa's profile and at the beginning of this chapter. It's really well drawn.
On page 1,
Yeah, page 1, straight up.
Oh, okay. I was like, where?
his eyebrows are like Super Saiyan 3, dude.
Dude,
He
I'm telling
basically
you.
is a Super
Why
Saiyan.
is his mustache like this? I gotta find the other fucking picture of him with this fucking mustache. Go ahead,
So
yeah, you keep talking. Yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you're good. You're good. And in this chapter, we get a little bit of Shin and Moten, but it quickly goes back to what's it called? Back to the Chin HQ. And where are we? I lost my place in my notes. Sorry, guys.
That's all right. Page
Oh
4 is
yeah.
really cool.
Yes, yeah. Here we go. Page 4 is fucking amazing. Again, Renpa looking like a fucking demon. And he's going up the hill, continuing going up the hill. And after smashing a fucking boulder, he's finally at the top.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask,
Boulder.
did he actually smash this boulder? I was like, okay, maybe like he dodged it and it broke on impact. I was like, did he fucking break the boulder?
Oh, he broke that fucking boulder. Look at
Also,
that.
Jesse, uh, remember the panel with the big spears and the big shields?
Yeah.
What panel was that? Do you remember?
Oh yeah, that was luckily I have that written in my
Yeah,
notes.
I
That
figured you
was
did.
227 page 4.
Thank you. Okay.
Is that the stash?
Yeah, I want to like bring it up real quick, but go ahead, Evan.
Sorry. No, you can go.
I'm just
Go
trying to
right
pull
ahead.
it up real quick. Okay, look at the fucking mustache on that page.
I'm pulling it up myself.
Right? Look at that. And then go back to you can even look at 234. You can go back to the first page. It's so much different.
I honestly think there might have been like a break or something when they were publishing this. Because like I said before, at a certain point, I forget which chapter I have it written down here, but it really fucking starts to get like a little bit different, you know?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Specifically, I guess, in hair follicles. So when Rempa on page 9 on chapter 234 gets to the top of this hill, he smashes that boulder. What the fuck is going on here? With like he's on top, but there are body parts everywhere. How did he do that?
That's a great question. Maybe those are just body parts from other people getting hit by boulders. I don't fucking know. I assume it's him killing people, but fucking
Yeah,
knows.
definitely.
I think he's just screaming and blowing up rocks with his voice and blowing up people with his voice and his screams
And his mind.
I mean, he does
and
have
his
the pressure
mustache.
of a
Yeah.
great general. You know what I think might have happened? Yo, okay. What I think might have happened is Rempa fucking headbutts this boulder. Because look, he's going up the hill,
Oh yeah, he's
then the boulder scene happens, and then now he's up top with like a bloody head.
yeah. I
Oh
figured it hit him
god.
in the head.
I didn't think about that. I didn't even realize that. I thought
Yeah.
maybe hit it
Yeah,
with his
I was
leg or some
actually,
shit.
now that you bring that up, in the later chapters, I was like, man, why is his head bleeding? I was like,
Yeah.
when did he get hit?
Yeah, it does stay like that.
But yeah, there's more trash talking in the rest of this chapter. page 11, the guy's face at the bottom. His face like, yeah. Yeah, but it's basically just the same thing as the telepathy they were doing. But it's nice to finally see them in front of each other and like have an actual duel.
A
Um,
duel.
a duel, as some people say. Mogo cracking his neck is hype as fuck.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
"What's up, dude? What's up? I had 40 years to prepare for you."
Yeah, motherfucker. You ready for this? You ain't ready for this shit. But next chapter, okay, chapter 235, Passion. Um, deals a little bit more like about between Mogo and Rempa, and Mogo calls out to Rempa and says like he knows that he's bored and he wants to have an interesting fight with someone for like the first time in a long time, you know. Um, and he's basically, you know, calling out to him to have a good fight. But the first blow of the duel goes to Rempa. Um, but Mogo's okay for the most part. Second blow goes to Rempa as well, and he's pushing back Mogo pretty heavily. But Mogo just straight up just lays his cards on the table and tells him exactly how he's feeling, you know. Um, basically, um, like you know about how he's terrified of him, but he even mentioned Shin that how Shin mentioned earlier on in the arc that all he had to do is keep win this match and keep running from him like he just did for the past 40 years, which is one of my favorite moments of this arc as well, personally.
Yeah,
Uh,
like that actual conversation. And
yeah,
doesn't Shin like step on his face when he's running through the grass or whatever?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
He's like he's dressed up as like a common soldier. And he just runs over the guy. So after this like combo about you know the passions that he has, he quickly you know starts turning the duel against Rempa. He even breaks the leg of Rempa's horse with like a mighty blow that his son would probably be proud of. One thing about this chapter that I really am a fan of
I'm proud
is
of you,
like,
Dad.
yeah, but
Thanks, son.
one thing about this chapter that I find really hilarious is that like everybody's like, huh, who knew that this 7'5" man was so strong? You know? It's like, yes, he's fucking old, but he's also literally a giant. You know, this man could go toe to toe with like Yao Ming and on the height department.
How
But
tall
yeah,
is
it's
Yao
nice.
Ming, Evan? Do you know how tall Yao Ming was?
I think he was like 7'7", right?
Something like that.
Yao Ming was 7'6".
It's
So,
crazy.
What a
um,
freak.
was
That's
Yao
fucked
Ming
up.
actually? I mean, he kind of is.
I mean,
Let's be real. And he,
most NBA players are freakishly tall, so yeah, I guess he is kind of a freak.
dude, it's always so funny to me seeing like a picture of like an NBA player and they're holding like a can of soda and it looks like to us would be holding like a pencil or some shit. You know?
Yeah, like when Shaq drinks water bottles.
It's like he just between two fingers just lightly pushes and the entire thing's gone. Maron. So all right. At the end of this chapter, um, like we said before, Mogo's pushing Rempa back. And the start of the next chapter, I guess this is when the earthquake in Japan happened with the Fukushima disaster, because that was
Hmm.
like 2011, I believe, right?
Uh, man, I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't
Probably
remember.
around then. Yeah.
Yeah, March 11th, 2011.
Yeah.
So that's when this was all being published, and
Jeez. 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
yeah,
Fast.
Oh, yeah.
that's
Wow.
pretty
Yeah.
wild, man. That feels honestly, that feels like not like 10 years ago. I still remember that like pretty vividly because I was so fucked up with the Fukushima reactor.
Mhm.
Anyway, I just wanted to point that out. 2011, that was when this was being published.
Thanks for pointing that out.
Um, but dude, Rempa fucking landing this blow at the beginning of this chapter is fucking insane on page 4. Dude, drawn so well. He
Hell yeah.
just like
That's a great like double pager.
Yeah.
he slices Mogo's arm and his horse's head clean off, just gone. Moten sees this and starts to attack with a few of his boys. But
Yo,
Renpa just straight up go on.
no, one thing you didn't point out that I thought was pretty ridiculous is that Mogo hit Renpa so hard that the fucking horse's bones popped out of its legs. That was fucking disgusting.
Yeah, I showed it.
Yeah.
And like that's fucking ridiculous, dude, that he hit him that hard. But then yeah, Renpa just comes right back and cuts off his arm. Hey, an arm for a leg, am I right, guys?
Yeah, I guess so.
What
And
would you
also
rather?
a head.
What would you rather lose though, an arm or a leg? Definitely an arm, right?
All right, let's talk about this. Uh,
Definitely an arm.
Definitely.
it depends
I
on if
mean,
it's
what if
left
it
or
was
right or not.
I was about to say, what if it was your main arm?
But here's the thing: I feel like you'd be able to just learn. It'll take a bit, but I feel like your left hand or your right hand would become your dominant hand. Like you would
I don't
just
know.
learn
I
to
don't know
use that
though.
hand.
But at the same time, because yes, of course, like first off, if it was my left arm, I would say yes. If it was my right arm, I would say no. But the thing is, when it comes to like what's the fucking word? When amputees get prosthetics.
Okay.
Prosthetics are for legs are really fucking cool. And you require a lot less dexterity in your legs than your arms. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I would chop off my leg.
I don't know, man. That's tough. I
Dude,
think
you
I'd.
should
Do you get what I'm saying though? Because
Yeah.
like,
No, I get what you're saying for sure.
yeah, you should chop off your leg, Evan.
Yeah, Evan,
well,
chop off your leg.
I could cut my fucking arm off.
Yeah,
nice.
you guys maim
So,
yourselves and let me know how that goes and let me know if you regret it, okay?
I
No.
probably won't regret it because then I'm gonna walk away. Well, not really, but I'll be getting out of it with a pretty cool like robot leg, or just one of those ones that's like an Oscar Pistorius leg.
Yeah, like an Oscar Pistorius leg.
Yeah, that's the
Nice.
Yeah, maybe.
fucking. All right, that was the first fucking one I could think of.
Oh, isn't it
You know
just
what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Evan, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. You want a
There's like
metal leg. I get it.
yeah, and I also want to shoot my girlfriend.
Oh my god, what? My
Do you not
god.
know about that?
Yeah, of course I do.
Okay, I was gonna say, Jesus, how do you not know about that?
Why would you say that about Derv? Horrible.
She's no, I won't. Derv's great. She's better than me, so I won't do that.
Yeah, I'll shoot you if you shoot Derv.
Uh, so all right, moving on, and I can't believe I just gave it all away, all my plans, but okay.
Jesus.
So yeah, Rempa landing the blow at the start of this chapter is fucking insane, and he just goes crazy in this chapter. Nope, don't go back to the tab that has Oscar Pistorius on it. Yeah, like when Moten charges in with his boys and Rempa strikes them and just slices up two dudes and all their horses and shit. Like he's just going hard.
Do you
Like he's just
blame
going
him?
fucking crazy. No, I don't blame him. I'm just saying
Okay.
it's fucking wild.
I'm just saying, if
Uh,
someone makes an attempt on your life, go wild, you know?
but all the horses though,
Well, they're part of the problem.
nah. Well, Rempa in this chapter lays out why he came to the battlefield in the first place, and he starts to talk some smack about Oki. And that's when Shin comes in and is just like calls him on his bullshit, like, shut the fuck up, you little bitch. I have you know that I was, that
Page
copy pasta.
page 12 is pretty cool. Get
Hell yeah.
the Chin 6 and the Zhao 3 Heavens.
Yeah, I think this is the only time we see the other two Great Heavens from Zhao, right?
Uh yeah, and we really don't even get to see them. I mean, they definitely
Yeah,
like show them other times, but like you never really get to see what they look like.
yeah. Even the Chin 6, they're pretty sparse.
Yeah, I was
Um,
actually when I was reading this and I got to this point, I was like, man, if this guy ever finishes Kingdom, he should do like a fucking spin-off where they cover the fucking Chin 6 in like that era.
yeah, I fucking A plus am in agreement. That
That
would
would
be
be cool as fuck. Yeah.
amazing. But yeah, no, I mean, so yeah, like I said, the chapter ends by Shin calling out Renpa, telling him to shut up. Um, the next chapter starts off with Shin throwing down the fucking gauntlet, and it is he's throwing down is the best. Where he's just like, Renpa's like, who the fuck are you? And he throws Rinko's sword at him, like, like, you know who you're fucking talking
He's
to,
like, I
bitch.
killed your boy toy. What's up?
Yeah.
All I have in my notes for this chapter is I'm Shin, the man who fucked Rinko.
But all this kind of all that shit talking and awesome shit that Shin's talking about kind of comes to an end on page 8, where he gets just completely smashed. I don't know what's going on with his leg there. It looks like he's got like, you know, when like a piece of meat is tied up, you know what I'm saying, and put in an oven. That's what
Yeah.
his leg looks like here. And I don't know
No,
what the
No, it's 2 bandages.
it's just like a white bandage.
Yeah.
I think I
You
might
thought
be
it was
a
just
little-
like little string
Yeah, I didn't know idea what the fuck.
I
had
could
no
see
idea
where
what the
I could see where you're.
with like toothpicks. sticking out, like, you go and rook up and roast.
All right, 1-800. Come on now.
Yeah,
you
I
guys
could see
never
it.
look at some shit and being like, "What the fuck am I looking at?"
No,
Yeah.
I usually know what I'm looking at. I'm not stupid, Evan.
Yeah, I might be a little bit R word, but
Oh
don't
my
treat
God.
me like that.
Oh my god.
My God.
He means regatta cheese, guys. Gavone, you know?
Maron, manja, Jesse, manja. So yeah, Renpa brings up a good point, because Shin blocks the attack and he's fucking
Calls him a little
like
brat.
alive. But Renpa brings up the good point. He's like, just who is the boy and what is that sword? What the fuck is with this sword? We see so many like attacks by like these crazy, you know, like high grade glaives, and Shin just blocks every single one of them. Did they explain what the deal
Wasn't
is?
It's the sword
this
that.
the king's sword?
Yeah. But
'Cause it's
yeah, I
like
get what
the
you're
one
saying.
Gil had, right?
Yes. I
Like
mean,
it shouldn't be as strong as it is, basically, is what I'm saying.
yeah, I mean, I don't think any sword would probably be able to withstand a blow like that. It'd probably just break.
Um,
It's Hyo's sword. It's Hyo's.
No, wait, is it Hyo's sword? I thought it was.
it is Kyo's sword.
Oh,
but
I thought it was Sai's sword.
Ooh, excuse me.
It's like the
Oof.
sword that he gave
To
to
Hyo.
Hyo.
Right.
Yeah. So
Well, I
mean,
guess
come
that
on.
makes
It's
sense
gotta
why
be the
the-
strongest in the world.
I like Shin's face on page 10, where like blood's just coming out of every orifice.
Yeah.
But yeah,
basically. Oh, sorry. Go on. My
I
bad.
was gonna say I agree with you. When they brought up the point, just what is this sword? I was like, you know what? No one's ever questioned that before. But yeah, how the fuck is this sword not destroyed or like broken in half?
Yeah, it makes no sense. I mean, I'm not gonna let it get to me, but
I'm letting it
thank you
get
for
to
pointing
me.
it out,
It's
Renpa.
that sword is
It's the
living
same
rent free
reason-
in my fucking head right now.
The same reason that the small man holding the sword hasn't been broken in half yet. You know what I mean?
Plot devices.
Plot armor.
Plot sword, you mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, the rest of this chapter is basically Renpa just teeing off and using Shin as a golf ball. But
Yeah.
Mogo actually uses this. He points out that the fact that first off, 2 of his 4 generals were taken down, and Shin's able to like take his blows. It's just more proof that what they're talking about, you know, like the dawning of a new age has already happened. They can't do fucking shit about it.
Mhm.
He does make the point that, you know, it doesn't mean his golden age will lose its luster in comparison, but still, you know, it's the time for new people to, you know, make their names. So chapter 238.
Whoa.
first-
Whoa.
What?
You're not even gonna like talk about the Oki and Renpa like having a conversation? Like,
Yeah, well, okay. I mean,
like
you can
they
talk about
kiss
it
each
if you
other
want.
on the neck afterwards? You're not even gonna like bring that part up? You're just gonna let that
Listen.
slide?
Listen, I didn't want to talk about it on stream. I just wanted to jerk off about it. But okay, I guess. Fucking okay. So for the next chapter, the first and most obvious thing I want to point out in this chapter is the got it.
Yeah.
That's pretty great. I didn't write down what page that was.
That's all right.
Um,
Someone will figure it out. Jesse,
Wait, what the fuck are you guys even talking about?
what are you
Here,
talking about? We talked about this.
Got it.
Yeah,
got
like
it.
I got
page 8,
hit.
Page 8.
I got hit.
Oh.
Where
So-
Renpa's like
Yes.
trying to.
I
Oh.
got it. Yeah.
Well, you should probably like
Uh,
talk about whatever you're gonna say before we get to that, right?
Yeah, wait, I'm confused because Adam called you out for not talking about the Oki thing, and then I feel like you still didn't talk about it.
Well, he didn't,
Well,
but
I mean, it's like fucking nothing happened. It's like 2
Well-
pages and nothing fucking happens. So, like, whatever.
Yeah, then you jump to fucking page 8 of the next chapter. What's going on?
No, that's just all right. So to describe what happened, throw me off.
Well, hey man, I
Giving
mean
me
we get Roku Omi, man. We get a little Roku Omi too.
Yeah,
Coolest
he's-
name in the whole series.
Yeah, Roku Omi and Kai Bosho, or however you fucking say his name.
So what's happening is that
We pretty much covered it, Ev.
the duel is over and it's just a giant melee now, and some guy tries to stab Renpa in the back, and he goes, "I got it," and gets sliced in the head. There, Jesse, you fucking happy now?
Yo, you know what's pretty awesome? How about the fact that he missed the eye? This person's whole right eye is still intact, but it's now on his forehead.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, that guy might be able to survive. I mean,
Ye-
he didn't get like climbed straight down. I mean,
What? That
no,
guy's definitely dead.
I mean, he's probably dead. But
Yeah,
he could
no.
survive. I mean, all they have to do is stop the bleeding, you know.
Yeah, as long as they can. As long as we can stop the bleeding, I think he'll make it. He'll
But
just
this
be an
chapter-
invalid the rest of his life because he has permanent brain
he's gonna
damage.
Have he's gonna have some mental ricotta cheese in his head, but
Yeah.
It's like a fizzly sensation in my brain.
Yes, I love Mike Tyson, man. Mike Tyson is the greatest. He is just a fucking riot of a person.
Mike Tyson. I mean,
Mike
he
Tyson.
seems he seems like he's all right.
He is a
He was on,
fucking riot, dude. The shit that comes out of that guy's mouth is hilarious.
he was on Norm Macdonald's podcast once. That was a good one.
Yeah, and he almost beat him up. No, he didn't really, but he kind of sussed Norm out a little bit. It was pretty funny.
Uh-huh.
So can I fucking talk about this chapter, you gabones?
No.
I guess, God.
All right. So, we almost see Shin die in this chapter, because Renpa's about to kill him, but Mogo says, hey, stop. That's the fucking kid that Oki gave his glaive to, and that gives Renpa a little bit of a pause. And that's kind of like a traditional anime moment where like he's mid swing and Mogo is able to get like out a full sentence, like a full paragraph sentence before he lands the blow, But Mogo asks like, what were Oki's moments like? Was he like pissed off? Like was like, was he ashamed? And Shin tells him straight up like, no, he was fucking definitely a great general at the end of his days. He was truly a great hero of the ages. Fucking page 12 on here. Renpa's totally like crying, right?
Nah,
Looks like
dude.
it.
It's just the rain, bro.
Dude, this has happened multiple times in this read through, and I'm about it. I love that. So yeah. Where am I?
Page 12.
Yeah. Sorry.
Just went over this.
Renpa's men are saved by Kashibo, who's I guess is abandoned the Way HQ, and from the Chin HQ, they can all see the Way camp up in flames, and Kanki standing there is awesome shot on the last page of this chapter. All right.
Nothing but second-rate trash everywhere.
Everywhere. Oh my god, is Conky crying right there?
But yeah, this next chapter coming up has a lot of Conky shit. His plan was pretty brilliant. You know, he snuck into the Way HQ at the same time, like the contingent of his like 4,000 dudes who have been hiding most of the battle after it started show up at the HQ. So he captures Hakusai and the Way command staff. And dude, I gotta say, man, he tells Hakusai to, you know, beg for his life, but he's promptly called like a filthy chin dog and just to kill him already. Pretty badass moment for Hakusai, but man, Kanki's like a real fucking rat bastard for the way he does him.
I know.
Oh my god.
The way he kills him is so fucked up, man. Hakusai didn't deserve that.
Just saws through the man, dude. It's amazing.
Ugh, it's so gross. Real
I love
fucking
how he
asshole,
changed
this one.
outfits for this too.
Yeah, did he?
Yeah, dude. He says to
Yeah, before they go
on
up there.
page 4.
Oh,
He
right, because
says,
he's in the soldier's armor, right?
Yeah.
yeah, he's got to put his beheading garments on.
Right. Yeah,
Oh my god,
he's a
excuse me.
sick fuck. Yeah, you alright there, buddy?
Did not I didn't think that was gonna I didn't expect a burp. I don't know. I just
I didn't think that was gonna come through the mic in front of my mouth.
I just didn't
um,
expect a burp. I don't know, it was weird.
yeah, sometimes these things happen. All right, so back at the Chin HQ, the Way soldiers, are gonna try to kill Mogo because even though Rinko's dead, and everything's kind of falling apart, and the Way HQ is down, Renpa kind of shuts him down and tells Kashibo to fall back and that they're all gonna be going home, and that they've lost this battle.
Fucked up.
Uh,
Also, Kaishibo, really rude. He called Muten a little girl.
yeah, I know. I
Mm.
think that happens multiple times.
Because Muten's so pretty.
I think it's because he's such a gorgeous man, and also that beauty mark under his eye.
Yeah.
No, that's him crying.
Yeah, everybody on
Dude,
page 16 is crying right now.
yeah, this page on I love the close up of Kai Shibo. I like applying that face to him in the background of the bigger panel. It's
That's
like
pretty funny. Look at Kashibo's weapon too. That's like a good beheading thing. You could chop somebody's head clean off with that fucker.
Yeah, for sure. For
Uh,
sure.
okay, so I'm also not gonna lie. I did not read this bonus manga at the end of chapter 239.
That's fucked up, dude.
Don't. I usually don't.
Oh, so this one was about what's her name? Ko, yeah.
Yeah.
She has the scar and she's all worried about it, and Sei shows her his scars that he got from the first arc. And
Right.
he's like, do these scars like make you think less of me or whatever? And she's like, no, of course not. And he's like, then why would I think less of your scar? And she fucking has an orgasm, and that's pretty much it.
Thank you for that succinct delivery, Jesse. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
and also on page 20, it is raining. She is not crying here. This looks great.
Oh man, you were a goof, Jesse. You ever hear that? Everybody ever tell you that? You're a big old goofball.
The G word.
Hey, who gave you that G word pass?
Hawkman.
Evan. Hawkman's never allowed around these parts again.
So, all right, chapter 240, start of a new volume. I do want to point out just very quickly, Kyokai's fucking ears never cease to piss me off.
Kyokai's.
Uh,
Oh god.
you know what I'm talking about? Page 3 here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Doesn't even-
They look so different from fucking. Like, look at the panel before with fucking 10 and 10.
Yeah. Nice. No, dude, fucking every time they show her ears, she looks like a fucking elf. So I don't know why they did that. Maybe it's like, I don't know. But yeah, in this chapter, chapter 240, finally Mogo finally gets his win against Renpa. Um, Renpa kind of explains why, like Kashibo saying, like, what are you talking about? Like, we can can turn the tides of this battle anytime, but we just got to kill Mogo. But Renpa makes the point that like, no, the center's fucked. The side against Kanki's kind of fucked. And Osen's basically holed up watching the battle with his completely like unharmed army, just waiting and watching, you know. So they're
Unharmed Eve. Shut up.
what?
Did you even hear what I just fucking said?
No, I couldn't
No,
really
you
make
went.
out what you said.
This is
You
what you
started
did.
saying something and then you said shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like cracked myself up. It was so stupid though. I said unharmed because he said unharmed army. Whatever. Oh
Yeah.
Christ Almighty!
Jesse, just
I'm
mute
gonna
your
hop off.
mic.
I'm gonna hop off. You guys can finish up. Your own shit.
I thought that was gonna be for like unarmed, unharmed because Mogo got his fucking arm chopped off or something. That's almost just as bad. Probably
No, yeah,
worse.
that's what I meant. No, I meant whatever one was better.
I meant
Um,
whatever one was better. Yeah. Neither of them were good, so.
Woo, hey, can't win them all, you know. Renpa knows.
Grandpa knows.
Renpa does know. Yo, and also I really enjoy fucking Heki. We're seeing Heki again coming to the aid of the Chin HQ. And that really kind of drives the nail in the coffin for like Kaishibo, because I mean he's listening to Renpa, but like he sees that coming, and they're like, "All right, I get it," you know. But yeah, go Heki, bro.
Go Hecky, bro.
Yeah. Again,
Um,
like he's drawn like big in the background of the panel.
Yeah.
It's like the fourth or fifth time we've gotten a drawing like that.
I
Well,
like
they gave
that.
him
I
a
like
little
that.
Pac-Man face on his actual body on the smaller version, so they had to do him.
Jesus.
They had to do him right.
Jesus.
I do like how you pointed that out too, Jesse. I really enjoy that. You know, it's not something I really thought about, but it's pretty cool. Nice little artistic choice from the author. Um, so at this point, Mogo and Renpa. Well, Renpa really dictates a ceasefire to Mogo, um, who accepts the ceasefire because like what the fuck else is he gonna do? Otherwise, they're gonna keep fighting, and he's definitely gonna die. Um, So also on page 18, I thought this was a good candidate for the dunce cap, personally. But I like what we got going on. And
Yeah,
it's
this is Mogo saying that Namek is gonna explode in 5 minutes.
but
Nice.
this is one of those moments where it's like what Mogo is saying here is it's not Mogo speaking, it's the author speaking. Nobody fucking talks like this. You know, the condition of the ceasefire proposed by Way Commander Representative Renpa has been accepted by General Mogo, Commander in Chief of the Chin Army. Like, no, that's just a nice way to tie everything up from the author. You know what I'm saying? Like
Nah,
nobody
dude,
fucking.
he
Yeah.
definitely said that verbatim. Shut up.
Um, but yeah,
Shut the
so
fuck up, Evan.
Yeah, seriously, shut up.
listen, this is my fucking show. You guys can do your own thing. I can tell you to shut up on your shows, but you can't fucking tell me. To shut up. But yeah, so this chapter ends with Renpa recognizing that their biggest miscalculation was, that Rinko would be defeated by some nameless dudes in the center, and that he goes up to Shin and has a talk with them, and it's like, ooh, this shit is gonna be good. Could you
Ooh.
imagine reading this fucking series weekly back when it was happening? My on.
No, I fucking hate reading series weekly because I always want
Yeah.
more.
I feel that.
Like
I feel
reading
that.
Kengan Omega every week, I'm like, please, just
Dude,
give
did you
me
read the
more.
latest chapter
I probably haven't read the last 2 or 3 chapters. I think.
with Masaki?
Yeah, I haven't read it yet.
Ooh, there's there's some bullshit that goes on
I'm
with
gonna
like,
have to read this shit tonight.
dude, you should because there's some stupid shit that like the guy he's fighting is like, oh, he's not even touching him. What? I don't know. Anyway, it's badass, but it is kind of fucking dumb. So yeah, in this chapter, Shin and Renpa have their talk, and Renpa is telling Shin basically, where if he wants to be a general, then he needs to be as strong as 100 men in order to become one.
If you want to
That
be a
nothing,
made man, you gotta marry into the family.
you gotta whack 100 dudes just to
Yeah.
just to get your foot in the door. And afterwards, come over. We'll have some baked ziti.
You sounded like
But
Mike Tyson there.
did I?
A little
I
bit.
wasn't going for Mike Tyson.
Do Mike Tyson saying the same line.
You gotta come over for some baked ziti after. Was that good?
Literally
Yeah.
the same exact thing you said.
It's the same thing I said. It's fucking the same at all.
Oh man. All right, go on, Evan. Continue
Yeah,
your talking.
So he's telling him he's got to be strong as 100 men and all these things, as good as 100 men, and nothing else matters if he's going to be chasing Oki's back. And Shin fires back with the "what a crock of shit." I'm not trying to stand next to you guys. I'm going to be being better than you guys. And awesome Shin moment here, I thought. Also on page 7, when Renpa's like, and also the strength of 100, and the knowledge of 100, and the experience of 100. I like how Shin's just sitting there like, oh, there's so many. He's so fucking dumb.
One
But yeah,
thing to note too is that it stopped raining now, and the sun is
yes.
coming out like during this conversation.
Mm-hmm. Really, that's a really nice little detail. But one thing that I wanted to talk about is how Renpa in this chapter basically he inadvertently fucked all of the rest of China by telling Shin that in order to pass his generation, he's gonna need to do the impossible and unify all of China. Which, I mean, Shin was already gonna do that, but this is more just like more kindling to his fire, So
Yeah.
like, good job, Renpa. You really just fucked everybody else.
What?
You didn't know it, but this conversation really just kind of drove it in for Shin how important it is to do what Say wants to do. And it kind of really
Yeah,
ties together their motivations too. Like, I mean, Shin's always wanted to be a great general, obviously, but he wants all the accolades and shit. And to do that, he was obviously going to follow Say, but this conversation really ties together, what they have to do, which is unify China. Jesse, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, that conversation had me really hyped up. And while I was reading it, on the one page where he's like, "There's only one way that you're gonna be able to surpass us," I like knew that he was gonna say "unify China," and then you
Mhm.
turn the page and that's what he says. I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude, hype as hell."
Yeah, page 12 is awesome with that double spread with Renpa and Shin.
Yes,
Pretty
sir.
awesome chapter. So yeah, what's it called? They end their conversation by Renpa bequeathing Rinko's sword to Shin, and Renpa notes to Moga that he was really trying his hardest to beat him, and that Sanyou is like specifically important fortified area like throughout all of China. And with that, takes his leave. He fucks right off. The loser that he is. Fuck you, Renpa. Go, old Whitebeard. Proud of you, buddy.
Hey, what? Renpa's cool as hell.
Yeah, Renpa's great.
I love
But
Renpa. I think he's a fucking awesome character.
he's honestly one of the better generals in the series, but he ate shit this time around.
Yeah.
Um, so next chapter, 242. I really enjoy Mogo forgoing just complete all this medical treatment for losing his arm to hype up the boys on the field. Page 2 is an awesome spread.
Ridiculous.
So yeah, we see in this chapter the news of this battle's result reaching the courts of Qin and courts of Zhao, who have opposite reactions, obviously. And I really enjoy the whole the courts like, oh yeah, Conky seemed to be doing pretty well, and also Thousand Man Commander Shin. Who's that? I don't know who that is, but well done. But like you see Shobun Kun and like recognize like hearing him and Say obviously reacting to that, and he's proud of Shin.
Dude, Shobun Kun looks like he's been holding his breath since the last time we saw him.
He's nervous, man. He doesn't know how Hakuto is going to do against good old Renpa. I mean, I can't say I blame him.
Same.
So yeah, the Hisshin unit and a lot of the rest of the army heads back to Chin. And we get this moment where Kyokai wakes up and is like standing there, and the rest of the Hisshin unit sees her and they're like, "Oh my god, she's beautiful." And you know what's really
Dude.
funny too? I typed out in my notes, like as I was reading this, I was like, that I was wondering like if anybody in the unit were like, "Oh my god, Kyokai is gorgeous. I think I might be gay." But then like right after I typed that, I continued reading, and B Hayden mentions like, honestly, I was kind of getting worried that I swung that way.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other dude's like, "What the heck are you on about?"
Yeah.
Dude, this fucking page was cracking me up, man. Like even just the top panel. I
Yeah,
was
the top
dying.
panel's great.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my
boys just
god,
staring
dude.
and I like too how like
And then
the
and then
sparkles
the
stay
bottom.
around her.
Yeah. But the bottom cracked me. Like every single fucking panel on this page cracked me up, dude. Like the bottom is so funny when Bihei says this whole thing and then she's just like, "Okay," and then everybody's just dot dot dot, and then so cute.
Dude. Um, so yeah, I mean, one thing I completely forgot about was Bihei's sexual identity crisis as a subplot in this series. Um, pretty brave of her to put that in.
Definitely progressive.
So in this chapter too, Kyokai goes to leave the unit. You know, she says her goodbyes to an supposedly unconscious Shin. She's like, "Oh yeah, I guess I'll be back as if I can. You know, don't think bad of me." And she goes to fuck off, but without saying bye to anybody. But she falls into like a. It looks like it could be like a spike trap, you know, but I guess that's just the coverings on top of the hole
It's
for
actually
those
what's
sticks.
it called? A punji trap? Is that what it was called?
Something like that, where they put the spikes at the bottom and cover them in shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say it's punji, but I could. Yeah, punji sticks.
What a fucked up way to die.
Yeah, that sounds fucking miserable. Okay, we got you out of the hole, but there's feces in your open wound, so you're
Yeah.
going to die anyway.
Yeah, there's like 9 holes in your bodies completely filled with shit now. So good luck. But anyway, luckily for Kyokai, there were no punji sticks at the bottom of this hole,
Just a bunch
and
of
it was
shit. It was
it was
just
just
it was just shit pit.
everybody just took a shit at the bottom. All like 1,000 of the Hisshin unit just took a shit at the bottom of the hole.
No.
But yeah, so this was really just like a slapdash way of the Hisshin unit getting back to her and like, yeah, it's punishment for trying to sneak off by yourself. Um, and I really like on page I love the spread on page 16 of like
Yeah,
the
the
Hisshin unit,
boys.
the boys, the veterans, um, you know, basically telling her, you know, we'll always have your back no matter what. Really heartwarming moment. I love it. Kyokai also starts to get a little bit teary eyed, I think that's what that's supposed to be. But then she promptly
Yeah.
drops Shin in the hole.
Yeah.
But I like how they draw Kyokai at the top of the page too. Um, she looks like stunned, you know. It's not like a reaction we get out of her pretty often. Um, so yeah,
I think it's
last
pretty amazing that we got such a like funny and lighthearted chapter after everything else that we just fucking read.
yeah, that Kingdom does that to you, man. Like it's juxtaposed with like this stupid slapstick humor and like 19 dudes getting killed on one page, you know, by the same stroke.
I'm forgetting some of these guys' names. Like who is the dude all the way on the left?
On the left, here, let me
On
pull it back
page
up.
16.
Yeah, the guy with the yeah, I closed the
I don't know
panel
who
as
this
well.
guy
I
is.
forget his name, but he's been there since the beginning.
Yeah, let's see. There's Sosui and Denyu, um, fucking D something,
Who's the
Ryusen,
smi- Who's the smiley guy?
um,
Oh my god.
not Sosui,
No,
oh my god,
Sosui's the guy that came.
Sosa.
Yeah, Sosa.
Shosa,
And then
Sos.
Shosa,
who's the
yeah.
guy with the eye patch?
I think that's Kyogai. No, that's not Kyogai. Kyogai is the one with the diamond tattoo.
The guy with the eye patch
Um,
is the dude that leads like the sword brigade.
yeah.
Oh my god,
Let's see.
I'm a fucking shamed that I don't know these fucking names on the podcast.
So am I,
Why would we
man.
bring
So
this
am
up
I.
and
I feel
fucking
bad.
out ourselves like this? Jesse, what the fuck?
Yeah, what the
I
fuck
thought
is
you
wrong?
guys would know.
You absolute fucking animal. Now I gotta wiki the fucking
All right, this is fun. We've got Ryu Sen, we've got Denyu, and then these two gray-haired guys. We would always mix up their names.
one's Hakuro, right? No.
That's what I was thinking.
Or Haku something.
That's
Hyro.
Mojo.
Hyro.
Okay, Hyro. I think he's the one with the mustache.
Yeah. Man, I forget this guy's
This
name.
fucking guy, dude. This
Uh,
guy all the way on the left is a
Patchman.
poser.
Eye
He's
patch-
fake.
Eye
He's
Patch Man is
fake.
Sugen.
What?
Who?
Eye Patch Man is Sugen.
Yeah, Sugen. That's it.
Mugen.
Okay. So En, Sugen, Hyro, Denyu, Sosa, Bihei, Ryusen.
Mm-hmm.
The last two guys I don't know their names.
I'm gonna have to figure this out, but
What? I have the wiki open.
I'm on the wiki right now, and there's so many fucking people.
It's like 1,000 people. Fuck.
My God, there's no pictures next to these names. What were they
Right,
thinking?
yeah, you
what
have
were
to-
they thinking?
You
I
have to
think
fucking
the white
everyone.
haired guy, is something with an E. I think. Right.
Oh yeah, N something, Hyro, something like that.
NA.
NA. That sounds right.
NA.
That sounds
Yeah,
right.
white-haired dude without the mustache is Dene.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Oh, Den A.
Yeah, Den A.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, DEN
other
space
guy-
EI. Yeah.
This other guy's fake. He's never been there before. I'm telling you.
No, that's Ryuyu.
Ryu.
Yeah, that's Ryuyu.
Ryu.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
I'm telling you.
he's Ryu Sen's brother, right? Pretty certain.
I don't know.
Oh.
He's the 18th
Yeah,
squad
right.
leader, Ryuyu.
Let's get the fuck off of this, okay? Because we got one chapter left, and I don't feel like clicking on like 19 different Wikipedia pages.
But he's also not
No.
Ryusen's brother. It's
I don't
spelled
know
different.
if I can get off.
It's spelled the
Ryu.
same, but apparently the trivia for this guy is he called Ryusen a pig and proceeded to get decimated by him in an arm wrestling match.
Oh, right.
But yes, that's Ryu.
Okay. All right, so let's do the last chapter here, boys. Chapter 243, Rewards of Service.
That I refuse. I will not do
Well, too bad, motherfucker.
that.
So it starts off, Renpa's at the King of Wei's court, and King of Wei kind of
Die
feels
Ryu.
bad. What?
Die Ryu. The name of the place. Yeah, just
Diarrhea.
Jesse, you are just fucking whiffing tonight.
Next time I see you, I'm gonna give you a good old knuckle supper.
you guys.
A
you
knuckle
don't hear the
supper.
I'm gonna give you a knuckle supper. So he's prostrating towards the King of Wei, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't blame you, but I can't do anything about it." Like he's dismissing the death penalty for what's his face, Renpa, but he has to exile him though. And according to the records,
why does he have to exile him?
because he lost.
That's it?
I guess.
Just get exiled for losing?
Yeah.
It's kind of fucked up, right?
It is, but I mean, he also doesn't really have many strong ties to Wei either. You know.
Yeah, I get that. That makes more
kinda
sense
just
to
showed
me.
up.
Yeah, that makes more sense to me. But like, I don't know. He like lost one battle and they just exile him. Like, don't.
Well, it's also Sanyou was a pretty important battle, is the thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
But according to the records, apparently, Renpa spent the rest of his days in Shu. Also, looks like Sei is getting it in. Yeah.
Oh my God! What the? What the fuck?
You see on
You see on the bottom of page 4 the face that I think that's you is making. That's me.
Yeah.
That's me. What you just did.
No, dude, that's me when I was just doing that. But no, what I'm saying, like on page 5, where she's like, "Well, I wouldn't say there's been no progress." That's what I'm saying. Like he's been, doing his thing.
Oh my god.
I honestly felt like that was a little bit in reference to the bonus chapter that you had skipped over, so maybe you took it in a different way.
I did take it in a different way.
Stop. What the hell's wrong with you, you fucking animal?
Yeah. I would much rather have said "die Ryu you" than fucking. I'll say that.
All right. Well, anyway, guys, I really love the reward ceremony chapters, man. They're always so hype.
Hype.
We get a little bit of Shobun-kun now being proud of Shin in this chapter, giving him a little head pat. Even though Shin's probably like fucking old as hell now.
Old as
At least his
hell.
late teens. And the whole court is, set up and ready to go.
Yeah, nice big panel on page 8.
Mm-hmm. General Hakuro gets first prize, a rank in nobility, and a bunch of land and a bunch of gold and treasure. Kanki gets second highest, gets 2 ranks in nobility, bunch of land, and also I think the same amount of treasure. Yeah. And then Shin gets his moment in the sun, gets to be promoted permanently to 1,000-man commander. And everybody in the court is kind of just like when he receives the reward from Sei, everybody in the court is apparently like just in shock, and like there was complete silence, and because they just seem to work well together, him and the king, Shin and the king. But apparently Shin and the king are actually just trying not to crack the fuck up the entire time, which is pretty nice. Just goes to show that their friendship stayed, I guess, basically the same. He still doesn't respect Sei at all. Well, he
Of
respects him, but
course
you know
he
what I'm
does.
saying. But yeah, he respects him. It's a matter of just their friendship being strong. And yeah, that's it. That's that for the Sanyou campaign arc. Boy, and was this a great arc, man? Fuck, man, it's hard to top it, but Kingdom does very, very often. So next time we'll probably do 244 to 256 because it's its own uh, little mini arc, and then we're getting into probably the best arc,
Oh, is it
IMO.
time? Is it
It's
time?
Yeah, after this, according to the Wikipedia, it's the Sanyo aftermath arc, and then this next arc, and
Ima-
it's it.
Imagine I edited in it's time from the UFC. Imagine I
Nice.
put that in right there, okay? Just pretend,
Yeah.
everybody listening.
Hold
No,
on, hold on,
I'll trust that you do that.
hold on. I need silence here, real quick. Picturing it. Yeah, that sounds good.
There you go.
But yeah, I can't wait to get to that arc. It's the
So that
fucking.
arc is gonna be pretty long, right?
It's a long one. I think it's the longest one besides um the latest arc that's happened in Kingdom,
Yeah.
but it's fucking jam packed. Everybody's coming to the front, man. Oof.
Yeah.
Mama.
Oof is right.
Dude, you know what's cool? We're gonna be like in this crazy long or this crazy awesome arc, the coalition arc, right?
Hmm.
We'll be reading in that during the same time when I think Dragon Ball is gonna be in its height as well. So that will be cool. Dude, it'll
Dope.
just be
Right on.
Hell
fucking
yeah.
all around good shit.
Right on, man. Um, so next time we're doing what are we doing? We're doing Dragon Ball, right?
For Dragon Ball next
What are we
week.
doing?
Yeah, next week.
Yeah, for Dragon Ball week, we will be doing chapters 55 through 67, Muscle Tower stuff, so that's exciting.
What were the chapter numbers? I'm
And
sorry.
55 through 67.
Okay.
Yep. And two things I just wanted to point out real quick about Kingdom before I guess we wrap up this last chapter. When Kanki and Sei have their meeting, one cool thing that Kanki kind of inner monologues about is how Sei's eyes hold such a fierce light.
Yeah.
So that was cool. And then also when Shin gets called up to the fucking the fucking throne, he like steps on one of the other generals on
Yeah.
page 13 there. That's pretty fucking funny. So
Yeah, it's really interesting to see, Kanki's basically got the exact opposite of the truth of what, his assumptions are of Sei and like what Sei's life has been because he calls him like a pampered palace kid. And like we all know that's not the case. Like us
Right.
readers, obviously. Um, but yeah, I mean, Adam, did you have any other thoughts about this reading bit we've done?
No. I just like I said, just to reiterate, it certainly was some of the best Kingdom I think we've read so far, and excited to finally get. I don't know what I forget what the next couple of chapters covers, but very excited. I think I actually know what it covers. It probably covers all the political stuff before the next big arc, but
Yes, it does. Yeah.
but that'll be fun because getting into politics side of Kingdom is always a good time. But
Yeah, I agree.
the arc coming up, the arc. I think I could just
Mhm.
call it what it is. The coalition arc. So fucking good.
Jesse, try not to spoil yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what happens? Do you know what's going to happen in this next shit?
no, I don't think I've spoiled like anything of Kingdom for
All right.
myself.
I don't think you're ready for the coalition arc.
It is so fucking good. Like that is one of that is an arc where like you read it and you're like, man, I don't want to fucking stop reading. I need to know what happens.
Honestly, some
Mm.
of the best fucking shit in manga, period.
Yeah,
You
definitely
know?
one of my favorite arcs in any manga. But yeah,
Very
Well,
hype. Very hype.
all right, everybody. On that note, I guess we'll end this episode. And thank you for listening. And as always, this has been the Mangaki no Tsukai boys doing our King Dummy show. And I hope you all have a great time. Until the next one. Bye, everybody.
have a great time, everybody.